The future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their movies, their TV shows, their books, novels, and comics, but also their other projects and plans that are actually up and coming for the future of the Star Wars universe. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, ever since the release of The Rise of Skywalker, we've seen a lot of changes coming our way for the Star Wars community. Number 1, Kathleen Kennedy lost her creative control over at Lucasfilm. Number 2, Disney CEO Bob Iger stepped down, and now Bob Chapek is the new CEO. And of course, the third and final thing that really does impress me is that Chapek is making a lot of changes over at Lucasfilm, essentially changing all of the different creatives on board to really propel fans into a better future for Star Wars in general. Now, there's no denying the fact here that a lot of fans have had a lot of issues with director and writer Rian Johnson and his take on The Last Jedi, and exactly how that in and on itself caused a great divide between fans. Now, some out there would debate that there is no divide between fans and that there was no backlash. I, however, disagree. I do believe that there was a major backlash and a major divide between many Star Wars fans. In fact, every single Star Wars fan that I know personally, whether they're a casual fan, a brand new fan, or a hardcore fan, they all did not enjoy The Last Jedi. Now, with that being said, what's really intriguing about the new Disney CEO Bob Chapek is that now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films as well as their new Star Wars universe. It's explained that currently the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, has a major plan in place in order to reunite the fans around the world to create a better future for Star Wars in general. Now, it's explained that one of the major changes to the new Star Wars universe is that Bob Chapek is canceling many of Kathleen Kennedy's plans, where it's explained that originally Kathleen Kennedy allowed Rian Johnson to have creative control of the new Star Wars universe that is planned to kickstart later this year into early 2021, and that originally Rian Johnson was going to have a say in the matter of how new stories would be told that would correspond with his new Star Wars trilogy. It's explained that Bob Chapek put an end to that for Rian Johnson, and not just that, but also canceled the Rian Johnson trilogy by separating the films into 3 separate movies that will be handled by other creatives. However, it's explained that Disney has got no clue on how to announce the major decisions at Star Wars Celebration, and that they are trying to work that out. It's explained that Johnson's new trilogy was aimed to create a different side of the Force that fans have never seen before that would break the rules of Star Wars and how it works. Chapek ultimately put a halt to the decision, however, it's unclear if Rian Johnson will at least be a part of one Star Wars film or not. Not just that, but also it's noted that Rian Johnson was considered to direct an episode for the Kenobi TV series, and that Bob Chapek also put an end to that as well. So, the thing about Rian Johnson, this is a very interesting subject, because it's something that Disney seems to be hiding in the worst way possible, right? They realized the backlash. They realized fans were very unhappy with The Last Jedi, and they know that. But by them being very silent, it kind of puts on this persona by Disney that they don't really care about, how the fans feel about Rian's work. But at the end of the day, they really do. Because it really does dwindle the repeat viewings. It's one of the main reasons as to why we did not have a bigger box office result for The Rise of Skywalker as it should have. And a lot of fans would agree that the main reason as to why the box office did not do that well is because there were far less repeat viewings than The Force Awakens, than The Last Jedi. And that right then and there tells you that this movie, the final film of the Skywalker saga of all things, of all the franchises out there, this really should have made as much, if not more, than Avengers Endgame. It really had the opportunity to do that, and it really missed on it. So, when you look at Kathleen Kennedy here, obviously, it's really good that Bob Chapek is putting an end to that. And, of course, splitting the Rian Johnson trilogy into 3 separate Star Wars films, and no longer allowing Rian Johnson to have a say in the matter of creative choices for what would actually be told for the new Star Wars universe sometime in 2021. Essentially, Kathleen Kennedy wanted Rian to be like a Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau type figure, where he would actually have a say in the matter of approving specific creative choices for the new EU. Thankfully, that is not going to happen. And the fact that they were considering of Rian Johnson directing an episode for the Kenobi TV series and how Bob Chapek also putting into that as well, I think it just shows us that Bob really wants to change Star Wars, wants to bring it in a better path in order to really make it, I guess you could say, hold more value for the Star Wars community. Again, I think that we are now in a point in time where there is a pushback, with many different fans of many different franchises out there, and you can see it happening before our very own eyes. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.